the man they call the Cheetah. Tyreek Hill said in his post-game interview when they lost to the New York Football Jets, he says, "I'm out," meaning he was implying that he wants out of Miami. Tyreek Hill still does have 2 years left on his massive 5-year, $106.5 million contract that he signed with the Miami Dolphins back in 2022. He did have an hour conversation with head coach Mike McDaniels, and Mike McDaniels said that it was unacceptable the way he talked. So, guys, when we look at Tyreek Hill, we look how he is aging and potentially losing a step and how he wants to be out. Mark, toxic Tyreek Hill. Is there a market out there for Tyreek Hill?
You know what? I don't know, dude. He's on the wrong side of 30, and he has a really big contract. So I don't know what team is going to want to deal with both of those things. Obviously, excuse me. He pushed his way out of Kansas City, and now he's doing the same thing in Miami. Obviously, the dude's a complete diva. He doesn't see things going well. He bolts. He did the same thing in Kansas City. He did the same thing in Miami. He's going to do the same thing to whatever next team he does. If I was Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, I wouldn't trade him. I'd be like, you know what? Tough, dude. You're staying here. We paid you a lot of money, and we expect you to play well.
Hoffy.
I think this is where my New Year's resolution goes out the window. No, this guy is the definition of, a diva, an entitled punk. If I was Miami, I would tell him to sit his ass down. This is the same guy that said, "Watch what we do." Is it not? This is the same guy that came out and said Tua throws a better ball than Patrick Mahomes. This is the same guy that said Tua is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. He was thrown at 171 times last year, 123 times this year. That's any wide receiver would be happy to get that many looks, whether this year or last year's numbers. He had 119 catches last year, 81 this year. That's a 38% drop in production. As far as yards, he finished 1,799. He had 800 yards less. That's a 46% drop. As far as yards per game, he went from 112 to 56. That's the fewest since his rookie year. That's about a 50%, drop in production. So no, this guy warrants no leg to stand on. This guy is, as Mark said, a woe's me. He's a punk. And we saw that week 1 when he refused to roll down his freaking window and got his butt beat, and he's calling his agent, "Drew, I didn't do nothing. Get me some help." All you had to do was roll your window down, say, "Sorry." You probably would have gotten a ticket. The guy probably, because police can be pretty corrupt themselves, probably would have said, "Hey, sign this, give me an autograph here and I'll send you on your way." But no, he had to be a self-entitled little punk. So no, sit your ass down and enjoy your time in Miami and play out your contract. I get that it's the NFL can get rid of you. The GMs can move on from you and your contract, and it's, but this is not something where he warrants any leg to stand on. You asked for this, you got it, now live with it. You made your bed, lie in it.
So Hoffy, I do agree with you on this, but we have seen star players such as Aaron Rodgers push out head coaching such as Mike McCarthy. We have seen star players push out coaches and general managers if they don't like it, because let's just be honest, players put butts in the seats, players make those dollar bills yell. Now, Mike McDaniels has probably been one of the most overhyped coaches in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins have all the weapons in the world. We forget about Jalen Waddle, probably one of the most unsung wide receivers in the NFL. I freaking love me some Jalen Waddle. Tua is a pretty good quarterback. He's not top 10, but he's still pretty good for this team, right? The Miami Dolphins have all the pieces in place. So maybe Tyreek Hill is not being toxic to want out of Miami. Maybe he's being toxic to push Mike McDaniels out of Miami. Mark, what are your thoughts on that? Who would the owners side with, Tyreek Hill or Mike McDaniels at the end of the day?
You know, if I was the owner, like I'm gonna go with Mike McDaniels, dude. That guy kind of turned their team around. I know they have a lot of talent, but if they don't got somebody dial up the right play calls, nothing's gonna happen. And maybe that's why Tyreek Hill's mad because he's not getting the ball enough. Like that's just another diva thing that he does. He did the same thing in Kansas City, dude. The year that Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown and all the wide receiver stats, he complained and complained like I want to do the same thing. And Kansas City was like, you know what? We're not dealing with this. We're getting rid of you, dude. Yeah. And he's doing the same thing in Miami. It's like, go let him do this somewhere else.
Hoffy?
Yeah, but Kansas City, you know, he's talking about he's got to do what's right for his family. Dude, you already did what's right for your family. You collect, as Stephen A says.
He's also got like 20 kids.
Yeah, well, you've already collected your bag, so your family is set. But that said, Kansas City wanted to pay him, but he just wanted stupid numbers, which is why he ended up in Miami. So you got your stupid number. Now sit your ass down and produce and go collect your bag. You know, woe is me because I only got 123, you know, tosses this year and I only caught 81 passes. You know, I had just shy of 1,000 yards. His season this year is nothing to scoff at. That's any other wide receiver would be pumped at those numbers and be, you know, and how many of those games were not even with, you know, Tua. So Tua healthy, this is a complete different team. You know, they missed out on the playoffs because they lost this week. Had they won this week and Kansas City played their, you know, number one starters and beat the, you know, the Broncos, we wouldn't have heard any of this. But, you know, the first time in his career he's missed, you know, the the playoffs, and the first time that, you know, or his worst season since his lowest number since his rookie year, you know, he's going to cry, woe is me. You know, sit down, shut up, and, you know, play ball.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the comments here. JM over here at youtube.com/Manor says, Tyreek Hill would work good in Washington. They have the cap space, and Dan Quinn runs a tight ship over there. And I'm going to be honest, JM, I don't think Tyreek Hill wants a tight ship, right? He kind of got to do his own
going
thing.
To Dallas. I like that
in Kansas City. There's a reason why he has 12 kids. 8 of them just last year when he got married, because he likes doing his own thing. He doesn't want a tight ship. JM. And John says you guys spelled head case wrong. I wouldn't say head case. What do you guys call Tyreek?
But what if he goes back to your KC? What if he goes back there? Maybe that's what he's playing for.
I don't see that happening, right? Yes, we had a good run, but like what you said, when Patrick Mahomes forced Tyreek Hill the ball, we lost in the playoffs, did not make it to the Super Bowl. The very next year, we won the Super Bowl because we weren't forcing Tyreek Hill the ball. How would Tyreek Hill handle being the number 3 receiver on that team, if not number 4? I don't think he would. Legit. Hoffy said he got 123 targets this season. He would get about 40 on the Kansas City Chiefs. Rashid Rice is back, pending he's not in jail.
In jail.
Yeah, and if he goes to Washington, you still got McLaurin.
Yeah, Scary Terry, and then
Terry. He's going to get the touches.
Yeah.
But like I said, who's going to take on his diva status and who's going to take on that big contract? Like, who's going to deal with both of those things?
Los Angeles Chargers.
Harbaugh's not dealing with that.
Their receivers can't catch a cold in freaking Antarctica.
I don't know. Harbaugh is going to be hard to deal with. Tyreek's not going to want that hard, tight ship that Harbaugh runs. No way.
He'll say he does, and he'll play all fine and dandy for the first 2 games. But the second that there's any controversy, just like this year, he's going to cry, woe is me, and ask out.
Yeah, not wrong. Richard Beck says Tyreek Hill is going to Dallas. How can the Dallas Cowboys? How could they afford that?
They couldn't, but that would be must-see TV.
Yeah, it would.
Sign me up for Hard Knocks for the first time ever. I'd be watching that stuff.
No, this is what's going to happen. Tyreek Hill is going to go to Houston, get into Deshaun Watson's phone. Too soon.
No, I mean, I could see. God, can you imagine Tyreek Hill on Houston with
Tank
what's
Dell
his
and
face?
Nico Collins, CJ Stroud.
No, the one that just came from the Bills. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, those two. Oh God, talk
Stephon
about
Diggs is out,
cancer.
I think. In Houston, he's out. Like he signed a 1-year deal, got all of his money. He's a free agent.
Yeah,
I think he's out.
he's going to he will be the one that goes to Dallas. Is Stephon Diggs go hang out with his brother?
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good point, right? Pretty good point. JM says Greg Roman is the first offensive coordinator. You are correct. Forgot about that. Laura says the only thing Tyreek Hill is good for is getting women pregnant. I'm just saying. His pull-out game is weak.
Weak sauce.
Laura,
Derek
sounds like you know from experience.
Derek says Mike actually stood by his player. Said he's good. I'm putting him against the press. Not sure what you're trying to say there, bud. Sorry. John says NFL equals not for long. You don't produce, you're out the window, right?
Truth.
Derek says NFL doesn't like ways with local law enforcement. They don't like getting in trouble. Of course not. It's bad for the bad for the
Bad for the brand.
and bad
Bad
for
for the shield.
bad for the brand. But guys.